Guten Abend, bonsoir, buenas noches to investors in North and South America. Ohio gozaimasu. 안녕하세요, 各位早晨. Good morning to investors in Asia. Buenas noches, good night to investors in Europe and Africa. I'm Daniel speaking from Hong Kong. It's 30th March here and 12th March in Wall Street. This time, I have 5 main points to talk about. Number 1, collapse of SVB. Number 2, fear and greed index. Number 3, added wave of NASDAQ and S&P. Number 4, interest rate outlook. Number 5, press freedom index. Subscribe, like, and share. Remember to click the bell, please. Watch our playlist again so as to grasp the continuous trend of the market and refresh your mind. As investors concentrate on the black swan of perverse Congress hearing, a great Rhino of collapse of Silicon Valley Bank SVB shocked the market just after the awakening of hibernation on March the 6th. It was caused by parent company SVB Financial Group expanding the financial plan of US $2.25 billion to offset the loss of selling bond portfolios and triggered the withdrawal crisis. It's the largest crisis since the collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2018. Even the scale is not as enormous as that, but must keep a close eye on this grey rhino. Item number 2, in the CNN business, there is a fear and greed index to show the market sentiment. It is made up of 7 indicators including market momentum, stock price strength, stock price breadth, put and call options, market volatility, safe haven demand, and jump bound demand. It had a reformation on April 7, 2022 from the old presentation of this to the new one like this. On February 6, 2023, I gave a warning in the US Stock Express that the index reached a record high of 76 points after reformation. On February 8, again gave another warning of record high at 79 points, and the market fell from then till now. Actually, both the high of S&P and NASDAQ reached top on February 2nd and started to fall. The US Stock Express quoted it daily with explanations every now and then. Item number 3, as for added wave, in the videos of October, the counting was up to wave 3 and now confirmed the top is in early February, which means method of counting is correct, and let's start counting the S&P like this. Wave 1, 2, mind that wave 3 is divided into 3.1 and 3.2, wave 4 and wave 5. Then come to the downward wave of A, B, C. Mind that wave C is the extension and not truncation. Why? Because we can only count the ABC wave but cannot divide it into wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For wave 4 cannot be formed here. What we can see is that a head and shoulder has formed since early January and now has broken the neckline. But this is not a standard head and shoulder, for it is curling upward and cannot use traditional methods to calculate the span of dropping. Please refer to my teaching videos of A3, A4, A5, A6, and A7 for these special calculations. They are equipped with certain tests so that you can know your own progress. So we come to NASDAQ again. Wave 1, 2, mind that wave 3 is divided into 3.1 and 3.2, wave 4 and 5. Then come to the downward wave of A, B, C. Again, wave C is in extension, not truncation. The reason is the same as S&P. NASDAQ is not in head and shoulder pattern, but transforming from Ursa Minor to Ursa Major pattern. After March the 6th, the awakening of hibernation, Dow Jones struck under the rectangular pattern and under all average lines. It's the weakest of 3 major indices. Sellers are awakened. S&P also awakened downward of all average lines. But a recent support can be seen at the ranging zone of 3764 to 3800. NASDAQ is still trapped in hibernation. No breakthrough yet. This is the awakening of hibernation in Stonehenge of UK, but no January visitors can enter into that circle unless you are a member of the Royal Astronomical Society, so you can only watch online. For NASDAQ, the breakthrough may come around the spring equinox, which is on March 21st to 22nd, the FOMC meeting. Item number 4, as for interest rate outlook, what Jerome Powell released in Congress hearing is not just hawkish speech, but a black swan. The rate hike cycle started in March 2022 and inflation reached top in June at 9.1%, then steadily went down after 4 straight hikes of 75 base points to 25 base points. Now people expected the rate cut cycle would come soon, but Powell said he might have to increase the rate hike to 50 base points. Dr. Doomsdays are saying recession is inevitable, which is a great Rhino comes together with Black Swan. Don't worry, already said several times this year the first half will be weaker, but the second half better. The non-farm payroll on Friday is at 311K, which is higher than expectation of 205K. Unemployment rate rose from 3.4% to 3.6%, still in a very nice level. For the landing of the moon in July 1969, it was the greatest project America ever had. But dynamic is that a lot of job cuts can be seen every day or even every week. Why? In February 2022, UK was the first country that cut all pandemic measurements, and other countries follow one by one and brought about a grand recovery of the world. Watch the one-year heat map chart of S&P. It is majoring in red with exception to my favorite entertainment stocks like McDonald's, Coke, Pepsi, and Visa, and also the aerospace stocks like BA, NOC, and LMT. Also energy stocks like XOM, and of course some medical and some pharmaceutical stocks. Unemployment has greatly improved. However, because of cost-pull inflation make business hard to survive, and changes in structure such as the importance of AI intelligence needs more new equipment. New business like e-fuel cars and even 3D printing can develop space rockets, so later electric cars will face more keen competition. I have reiterated several times that the peak of pandemic in China is on January 20th, just before the Lunar New Year, and now proved correct. The whole world is in recovery now, and in era of transition from post-pandemic inflation to stabilization of rapid year. NASDAQ that is changing from Ursa minor pattern to Ursa major pattern. So for the 30-day heat map chart, the red is more prominent. It shows that the drop is quite acute since the peak in earlier February. Item number 5, the current upwave started in October with the Orient meteor shower and effect of winter triangle and dropped again 1 year after the start of Russian-Ukraine conflict. The consumption of military product is enormous, and when Russia started the action last year, they had no relevant evaluation or actual phase of the base level could not reach the top level, or a lot of facts were hidden and misled that they made the wrong decision and thought the fighting could be finished in 48 hours and a new regime could be established in 72 hours. Let's look at the Press Freedom Index. Norway, Denmark, and Sweden are in the top 3. Germany, 16th, UK, 24th, Taiwan, 38th, even higher than the US, which is 42nd. Russia only ranks 155th, China 175th, and North Korea is 180th. On the last of the list of 180 countries. So that data collection is quite important, and especially in the era of Chat GPT. How could we know which version is more reliable? One of the evaluations is to view the Press Freedom Index, where the sensitive words and concept of rubber would not be banned. So finally, the CPI will be announced on March 14th, Tuesday. Last time, that January was at 6.4%, and this time February is expected to be from 6.0 to 6.1%. So when under 6.0 will be considered as good news, and over 6.2 will be treated as bad news. Mind that the FOMC meeting is fixed on March 21st to 22nd, and spring equinox is on March 21st. So what's the meaning? It means it is in the middle of spring. We have the start of spring on February the 4th, and Awakening of Hibernation on March the 6th, and period of awakening actually covers from March 6th to March 21st. Still, some unexpected things will be awakened in spring, like the 3D printing can also print out a record, and very soon can print out an electric car. But all the above items are not as important as the SVB case. We have to observe whether it will develop into another financial crisis. In US, both Senate and House has passed the Act for Tracking Source of Covid-19 and will be signed by President Shui to publicize the evidence of the source. Victims and their families have the right to sue for compensation by legal action, and minded other countries will follow. China would not pay a single dollar, and this is a time bomb not only for Sino-US relation but for other countries also. Legal action will come to mature around May the 6th, the starting of summer, and reaches the peak on June 21st, summer solstice, which is the longest day both scientifically and sentimentally. So again, subscribe, share, and like, please. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye bye, see you next week.